Well, welcome back to Zanze. We discuss everything in between entrepreneurship and what else?
Fashion
And fashion.
and then business.
Yeah, and business.
And I move in a lot of black people here. We take the property value all the way fucking down.
You been motherfucking stuff.
You know,
Nigga.
it's not really worth the energy.
Yeah.
Mostly. I don't it's a very vain.
We are.
Essence. Yeah. That's how I feel when I get on it. It feel like every time I get on
Hey mamacita, muy bonito. Baby, I got it. Like Mama Africa, you just way too bad. You the top nigga, man, go mad. You just way too bad. You the top nigga, man, wanna spend that bag. Bounce back, got me so in love with you, I got her.
because they were
Never like
recording.
when you on fire. Got a nigga singing like la 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 la. Let that shit go. Ask like that, you gotta let that shit go.
48 laws of power.
No, we discuss fashion, entrepreneurship, and we're gonna sprinkle some business and something like that in there. A little bit of music and them kind of things. And everything else in between.
Yes, sir.
So that's what we do here. And if you've never been here before, welcome. And go smash that subscribe button. is it?
Exactly. That's exactly.
Do the
what-
notification thing too.
Pling.
Say do that ding ding ding.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. All right. We're growing, but not as fast as we would want to grow.
Stop hating. Start participating.
So
More
I
energy,
mean,
please. Yeah, press the link in the bio, bro. You'll be
I
straight.
promise, you will always get something. You will always go from this video or any other video that we put out with something that is useful to you.
That said, what are we talking about today, bro? We started talking about creativity.
Well, yeah, we were talking about that.
We're talking about creativity and how you could use that as a tool in business, whatever aspect of your life.
But I mean, once you're creative, more or less, I guess the next step, or for me, the logical step is to become an entrepreneur. So
Makes
you
sense.
harness your creativity to then, create a source of income or means or ways of,
Yeah.
monetizing or gaining financially from whatever you create.
Yeah.
Because, all right, cool. There's people that will just make things because they like to make it and whatever not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, if you don't see the value in what you create, somebody else will see the value in it.
Yeah, somebody might use that value.
Yeah, more or less.
To their own benefit. So you might as well, since you are the guy that's creating,
Why not?
learn how to harness your powers and use it for the betterment of your own life.
Exactly. So, mindset. We've talked about mindset before.
Yes, we have, but this is a topic that we can go back over and over and over.
Yeah, because mindset is one of the fundamentals, isn't it?
Honestly, if you ask me, I think it's everything.
You need a certain mindset, and maybe not everybody starts off thinking I could be an entrepreneur, I could do this or whatever not, and it's fine. I think that's one of the problems with how people approach whatever business that they're going to start, or not even starting, but they might consider I could do this, but then the mindset isn't there,
Yeah.
and so they give up on it.
Yeah.
So before it even becomes something, they give up on it because it's they start thinking immediately I can't do this. They doubt themselves and they don't feel like they have the necessary skills to do all of these things, or they have the knowledge. And the thing about being an entrepreneur, I think anyways, is that it's a journey and you will always learn along the way. There is no person, I doubt that there's anyone that started any kind of entrepreneurial venture with all the knowledge that they needed.
Nah, bro.
So it's always going to be a learning process. There is a learning curve, and it depends on what you're doing, how steep of a learning curve it is.
Yeah, and how committed you are to learning.
True?
Checking in information. It's new information that comes in every day.
Yeah, and
The world is
we live in a
ever
constantly
evolving.
changing world.
Exactly.
And we live in the age where it's the information age, and so everything is constantly being updated in real time.
Yes, everything changes every day,
And
bro.
It's the same thing for creativity too. Because we don't want to stray too far from the whole topic of, creativity, because I think it's important to focus on creativity first, or what am I good at?
Yeah.
You know, what is my strong suit?
Yeah.
Before you
Like, what is my strongest suit? Like, where am I the most comfortable, you know?
Exactly. And not even just where are you most comfortable, because it's not always that where you're most comfortable is where you're strongest. I'll tell you why I say that.
Yeah.
There's potential in everybody. Yeah?
That I agree with.
There is potential in everybody.
Yeah. Yeah.
And sometimes, like, where you're strongest is actually learning something new and applying it.
Big facts.
Yeah? And for some people, where the strongest is just, you know, refining something that they already know.
True shit.
So you need to know, or you need to do like a, you know, self-inventory and try to figure out, and your self-inventory, and this is a good thing to expound on. Your self-inventory is a little bit misleading because of how it sounds, because your self-inventory is not something that you sit and do by yourself.
No.
Your self-inventory is something that you actually, you know, more or less you pull the people around you.
Yeah.
What do you think I'm good at? What do you like about, you know, whatever I do?
Okay, what do you think is my strongest personality
Exactly.
trait? Or,
So you pull the people who know you the most. And based upon what you've gotten for feedback, it might not even correlate with what you thought. You know?
a lot of times it doesn't even correlate.
No,
Sometimes
yeah, because you
think, like,
miss a lot of things about
Yeah.
yourself.
Like that one time when I asked you, like, what is my defining character? Like, what is it about me that strikes you the most? And what you told me, I did not expect that shit at all. Because, like, you know, like, I'm a multifaceted human being. Like, I have so many different fucking faces. And not in a, you know, crass way like it sounded. But, like, you know how to do so many different things. But it only takes the person who's looking at you from the outside.
I think it's
looking in as well.
important, like as we're talking now, so that we don't lose that point.
Yeah.
I think it's important that you know, tell the people what you thought was the most important, and the feedback that you got from me.
To be honest with you, but like I always thought that my most admirable or my strongest suit was just consistency. Just being a guy who, like, the minute I get interested in something or the minute I start pursuing something, I am relentless.
All right, what did I tell you?
The answer that came from this guy was the complete opposite of that. This guy told me that my strongest character trait was loyalty. To me, that was like a by the way. It's not one thing that I actually like really, like when I look at myself in the mirror, it's not one of the things that I thought I was strongest at.
But here's the thing, yeah? Like I said, you can be so blind to the things that you yourself possess.
That
Because
is very true.
we oftentimes take ourselves for granted. And it sounds maybe like a therapy session now. But I mean, it's so many times that we take ourselves for granted because we are busy doing for a cause, or we're busy doing for other people.
Yeah.
And we are busy doing because we have to do.
Yeah, we gotta get it done. Man.
And so you don't really put these things in context to define yourself. Because doing for other people, doing because you have to, doing for a cause, all of these things don't necessarily mean that you yourself as the individual has to be in the center.
Makes sense.
So you never really take stock of, you know, what do I have? What's in my
Yeah, what's in my bag? Like what?
You know what I mean?
What sets me apart? Like.
And so you miss that because, like, all of these things that require your attention and all of these things that you are engaged in don't necessarily require that you stand in the middle. It doesn't mean that the spotlight has to be on you, and therefore you don't need the same kind of responsibility, so to speak, towards all of these things that you're doing. But you have a responsibility towards yourself. And because you're not standing in the middle and you are doing outside of yourself and not for yourself, you don't need to examine what tools you have.
True.
You know? It's more like, let's say we take, for example, you know, doing for a cause. Like, you were telling me about this guy that he was doing this thing, you know, in Uganda and whatever now, and we don't need to expound on that. But he was doing a charitable, you know, deed, and he's building a charitable organization.
Doing a good
You
thing.
know? Then you're gonna start thinking, okay, I have this charity. I know why I have this charity,
Yeah.
because I want to see a particular outcome. So you are doing for that, and you are doing because that charity needs these things to be in place for it to function, because you want to get to that goal.
Makes sense.
The person behind it, even if you're running the charity, you don't need to do a self-inventory because you already know what the charity requires.
Makes sense.
You know? And that's why a lot of the times that you overlook yourself, you overlook what you're strong at, because you just need a certain amount of tools to accomplish a certain goal.
That is true.
And so even doing that, you know, running a charity may not even be this person's strong suit, but they will learn the skills that they need to run a charity because that's what they're interested in. That's a cause that they're, you know, invested in.
Yeah.
And so you learn the skills, don't mean that that's the best skills you have.
No.
But you learn what you need to accomplish the goals that you've set up. And the problem is that most times, like as individuals, we compartmentalize.
Yep.
And so
Those
our
little boxes that we got.
yeah, and you kill your creativity with, like, compartmentalization kills your creativity, I think, anyways. Because, like, when you segment your life in that kind of way, you can't see any kind of flow,
No.
you know?
Yeah.
There is no seeing how, for example, and I'll take myself, like, I used to compartmentalize my poetry because I write. Well, you know that.
I do know that.
You don't know that.
I mean, you guys are about to find out very soon.
We're going to talk about that in a whole different thing, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
But I used to compartmentalize my poetry
Yeah.
because, like, I wrote poetry primarily for myself.
Yeah.
And
Which,
that was
which
that.
you
That's,
did for a very long time.
yeah, but that's my creative thing, you know? And I know why I was doing it. And the jury is still out on how good I am or not. But I wrote poetry for myself, but it was poetry for myself, and it stayed in a box. And I was very afraid of letting, you know, people read my poetry or whatever not. And
You're squeamish about your art.
I wouldn't say screaming.
I would say it's squeamish because, bro, that's every artist, bro. Like that is like literally every artist.
But
like,
I
if
never
you
could-
make music
but
or
that's
you
the thing.
paint or whatever. Like you care so much about what other people are gonna think about your.
But
work
I never
and this and
considered, that's the thing, I never considered poetry my art. Poetry for me was therapy. Like, I could work through whatever feelings I had, I could work through my thoughts and whatever not by writing them down.
Yeah.
And then just like, it wouldn't make sense if I just wrote them exactly as I thought them. So then it was just like, I don't want to be too plain.
True shit.
You know? So poetry was my means of encoding my emotions.
Yes.
So that, let's say somebody was to find my shit, you could read it and feel one thing, but it doesn't say anything about how I felt.
Yeah.
But for me to read it back to myself, and that's how I end up with a lot of poems that I've never read. I've written them like throwaways. And I'll read them maybe like 2-3 years after I've written them, and it's like, whoa, damn, what the fuck is this?
Right. You get all introspective and shit.
You know? But the point being, because I don't want to, you know, go off on a tangent too much. The point being is like, it was compartmentalized. I could never see how my poetry, ironically, this is because of you, because I was right then, like when we started like, you know, writing together and stuff, and I was just like, do this, and you're like, nah, bro, I can't do that, you know? And it's just like, I didn't have an interest in songwriting.
Took you some time to get out of your shell, bro.
No, but I didn't have, that's the thing, I didn't have any interest in songwriting. Yeah, I've never seen how poetry could translate to being a song.
To music, yeah.
You know? And so it was compartmentalized in my head. I know, like, outside of that, I know that most songs are poetry.
Yeah.
But for me personally, I could not see my poetry translating to any kind of, you know, song or music or whatever not. It just wasn't my thing.
No.
And so then we started like, I'm like, bro, you rap, your shit is fire. And then he was like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, but I rap poetry, my shit is different. And then it's just like, I started listening to some of the beats, I was like, nah, I could write something to this.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
And then I started trying it out, and then like, all right, cool. Then I was like, I'll never forget writing, because like the first song I wrote, the very first song I wrote is a song you refuse to make to this day.
I mean, I refuse to make that song just off. I refuse to make that song just off principle. It wasn't nothing else. The song was great. I was just on a different place, a different mindset at that time. I just couldn't make that. That song,
yeah.
It didn't align with whatever it is that was going on in my life at that time. So it's like,
Your values.
a bit, something like that.
But the thing is, like, so when I finally crossed that threshold where it moved from just being in the box of it's poetry, it's personal, you know, the natural evolution of things was not as smooth as you would probably think it would be.
Yeah.
But for me, it's like, eventually I'm like, I could write a song, you know? And then, so my first whole song is the one that you won't do. And like, I haven't done it.
You see?
Anyways, but even then, like, after I'd written it, I had never ever in my life thought that I would actually perform or make a song that I actually perform. You know? I've never seen, like, it, and even now it's like, bro, you're a whole rapper now. I'm like, no. Because it's still not something that I could get comfortable
Yeah,
with.
you're a rapper now.
Yeah. Anyways,
Yeah.
that's not what I'm talking about.
Bro, you're deep into your second EP, bro. What do you call yourself?
Anyways,
All right then.
we're not plugging that.
All right then.
We're not plugging that. But no, what I'm trying to get at is that, like, is boundaries that we create, and these are artificial.
Super.
You know, like, we make all these artificial boundaries because of whatever limitations we place on ourselves.
Pretty much our fears.
And yeah, and creativity knows no bounds.
It does not.
So understanding that creativity knows no bounds, and also that whatever limitations you place on yourself is also maybe what stops you from seeing what you're good at or what you're not good at. Yeah, because I could say, for example, that I'm good at writing, and somebody else hear me rap and be like, yo, you rap, your shit is nice, like, when you rap. And then I'll be like, nah. And they'll be like, I fuck with your style, and, you know, maybe you could have done this and you could have done that with the writing. And then it'd be like, huh? But that's not what I thought, you know what I mean?
No.
What are you saying more?
I get what you're talking about, but like, say that you have the urge of getting out and do something different. How do you find your skills, and how do you do that kind of thing to realize what your creativity is, or what your base is?
And that's why I said, like, self-inventory is good.
Yeah, and
Because
how do you do that?
you talk to the people around you. You just be like, and it has to be informal. I think it needs to be informal, because the moment you start putting it in a very formal way, people have a tendency to clam up. They have a tendency to be like, oh, this person wants an evaluation, you know? And it has to be a very, like, informal, just a friendly conversation, like, I was thinking about this, and I don't know, and you know what I mean? And then you might get some encouragement from whoever you're talking to, but then you'd be like, and that's how you can basically go over now to a more serious conversation, because you've already made whoever you're talking to comfortable enough to understand that, like, okay, cool, you're not gonna, you know, get pissed off if they were to say honestly what they think. So it has to be a very informal survey of the people who know you, or the people you think know you, the people you spend the most time with. You do a very informal survey, and they will tell you, like, I mean, you might love this. That don't mean you're good at it. You love something don't mean you're good at it.
Makes sense.
You know?
I think how you get, like, the best inventory on this kind of situation is just like when you showed me, for example, your first song. Right? I'm like, all right, cool. My song is finished, it's done, and da-da-da-da, and here it is. And I listen to it, and I'll be like, it sounds good. Gotta tell you that. Because, like, you made a whole package of material. Like, it can't be all wrong. But since you're just starting out, I gotta give you these pointers. And you know I've always given you that. I'll be like,
Yeah,
hey, bro, like, listen, you can rap. Now you gotta learn how to sing.
Yeah, nigga.
I've been doing that all the time. So it's
I ain't singing for shit.
Yeah.
Like, if I sing, I'll wake the dead, bro.
that's what I'm saying. Like, so you can rap, but you can learn how to sing. And we know why you need to learn how to sing, because you need contrast.
But you a singer, man. There's no.
You need the contrast. Because
get
at
that.
the end of the day, like, it's like making a good painting. You just can't use yellow. You need shades.
Bro.
So like for a song is the
Picasso
same.
made whole paintings with blue blood.
You need contrast in your work. You need,
Of course.
You need like to finish what you're doing and then step back and then look at it and see, well, what else can I do to make this better?
But
And that's
is-
why your immediate circle is everything, and that's why it's so important to pick the right people to be friends with and to do work with, because they will always give you that input that
But
you need.
I have to interject here because, like, now we're actually talking about being in the creative process.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, some people don't even get to that stage.
Hey.
Because, like, once you become comfortable with the creative process, that's when you start experimenting with styles, you start experimenting with, you know, pushing boundaries, regardless of whatever that creative thing
Can
is.
we agree on this though? If you have a good system around you, if your ecosystem is healthy, and people who don't kiss your ass, you know what I mean? Like
No fake friends, what Drake said.
people who don't kiss your ass. I know this might sound like sometimes like when you show me something, when I show you something, essentially what I'm really asking is, where's the problem? So when I make a song and finish it and I show it to you, I don't expect you to sing me praises, because I made hundreds of songs. Usually I show you the song because I need you to tell me what's not there. What is that thing what is that input I don't have?
Interesting.
Because that is what I'm looking for usually. Because I know you can make a good song, but like, you need to make a great song, and
Interesting
and
that
you
you
just
said
can't do
this,
that
yeah?
by yourself.
Interesting that you say this, because, like, I think one of the things that once you're starting to do this self-inventory, you need to be prepared to accept brutal honesty.
Straight up,
You need that. Like, without that, you are lost.
completely. Because it'd be crazy. You'd be remiss to think that you know everything.
You know what I mean? But not only that, like, you know, some people just want a pat on the back. Oh, you're good at...
Great.
No.
No, it's
No.
not. No, it ain't.
If you're really serious about moving from just being creative or finding where you are strong at any kind of creative thing, if you want to move from just that being a hobby or something that you're interested in to actually like building a business or starting out your entrepreneurial journey,
Yep.
you are going to need to deal with brutal honesty. You are going to need people around you that are brutally honest.
Because it's the only way you grow. I'm gonna be honest.
Because here's the funny thing, yeah?
Yeah.
If that's not the case, if you don't have brutal honesty, if the people around you are not totally honest with you, and you are not totally honest with yourself,
You got a bunch of yes men, yeah.
you're going to end up in a position where you might fall into the sunken fallacy trap, where you are putting time and effort into something that is going nowhere, and when you eventually realize that this ain't going nowhere, most people, unable to accept the fact that they've been investing time, effort, probably money in something that is going nowhere, you know, instead of stopping, you know what they do?
They double down.
Exactly, and that is called the sunken fallacy. Yeah?
I-
And to avoid this, you need brutal honesty from the get-go.
That is facts. And this goes for every sphere of your life, man. It doesn't need to be music, it doesn't need to be creativity, it doesn't need to be anything. Like, you always gotta get that input and make sure you get it from credible sources. People who wanna see you win, people who wanna see you do better, people who are jealous at the path that you chose for yourself and whatever it is or circumstances that you're in your life. You need people who love you unconditionally, and they provide a very healthy ecosystem for you to succeed. So business, music, arts, whatever it is that you choose to do in this life, you gotta be a very good judge of character if that shit's gonna work out.
That's facts.
Yeah.
What are you saying more?
Earlier you said that it doesn't have to be what you love to do that is actually your strength. So say that you do this inventory and it ended up not being what you feel passionate about, that is your strength. How do you stay creative when it's not your passion anymore?
Take it. You want to take it?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
I was gonna say this.
I'll back you up on that, but you take
For
it.
sure, I was gonna say this. If I was doing something and somebody I really trust was to tell me that, nah, that's not it. Yeah? I don't think this is for you or whatever it is. I will get hurt first. But second, I'll be like, okay, I trust that person and they probably see this from an angle I can't see it. So it might probably true. And in most cases when you're doing something, you know, like they're particularly good at, you know it yourself, unless you're in denial, right? But what I would do from that point is, just like I wasn't good at this, I would throw myself into something else I'm not really good at. And I'll keep doing that up until I find the right thing, I guess.
You want to know something funny? And ironically, I've never said this. Not to you anyways. I don't think I've ever said this actually to anybody. Yeah? You remember you told me that I need to learn to sing.
Yeah.
Here's a funny thing. I love singing. I really do love singing. Like, I wish I could sing. Yeah? That's how much I love singing.
And you can.
No. We're not going there. I love singing. Yeah? But I know my limitations when it comes to singing. And instead, what I've realized is that I have a good ear based on, well, other things I've been doing in music, like, you know, being a DJ and stuff like that. Like, I know how I want a particular thing to sound. I know that I would love to do it, but I can't. And instead, I'm like, okay, who could do it? You know?
Yeah.
And if not, how do I work around it? Because, like, your passion could be a roadblock, yeah? If you're just insistent on, like, there's not everything. Even if you're passionate about a particular thing, it doesn't mean that you yourself have to do it. Like, you could find workarounds that still work out to be beneficial for you. You know what I mean?
That is so true, man.
So me realizing that, like, I can't sing, I know how I want it to sound. I could never get it to sound like that. It's like either I find somebody who can sing or find an alternative solution. Yeah? Which might be, I don't know, maybe just putting some effects or whatever the fuck not. You know, figuring it out. Because it's also going to be a part of, or it needs to be a part of your toolbox if you're going to be an entrepreneur.
It is the same thing.
You need to learn to figure it out. If I can't do it, how do I get it done?
Absolutely. I agree 100%. And that's exactly what I was going to say to the camera. Like, it is the same thing. That's why we got this term, or outsourcing. If I'm not good at something, I got to make sure it's done correctly. I got to give it to the person
because
who can.
it's a difference between you being passionate about it and it being done properly.
Yes.
You know?
It has to be done the way it's supposed to be done.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you could love singing, or in my case, I could love singing all the fuck I want. I know I'm not going to sing it the way it's supposed to be sung, so I need to figure out how to get it. And when it does sound the way I think it should sound.
You know.
Exactly.
So what you are saying now is that it's actually two ways to do it. You can stay with your passion, but then work around that.
Yeah.
Or you can leave your passion for your strength and try to find new passions in that.
I'll say this, Moan. It's different from person to person. Tim, personally, he cares more about the stuff he's good at. Why? Because I know with the things that I'm great at, I can serve more people. I can help more. So most of the times I will focus on my strengths because I know that's where I can operate efficiently. There's some stuff that I've done in my life that I love doing, not particularly great at, they become hobbies. You know what I'm saying? They become hobbies.
Oh, please do elaborate, sir.
You know what I'm saying? Now listen, I've been trying to be a great cook for the most part of my life, right? I've been trying to cook some shit. I'll be in the kitchen trying to whip some stuff up, and I realized that for the stuff that I can cook, I'm great at. For the stuff that eggs and some dishes that my mom taught me growing up, those things I'm really, really good at because I don't have to invest time. It was invested already. I'm good at those things, like at my fingertips, and they're connected to me. But like,
so you're just picking out the interest.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm taking interest.
Yeah. But like for the new dishes and the new cuisines that we have now, or recipes and stuff, like I couldn't give that much of a shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I am not a all-around great cook. I'm very selective with the stuff that I know how to cook. I would love to be a better cook. I just don't have enough passion to care about that shit. So, what do I do about that?
Find a girl who can cook.
Oh, now I see it. Thank you.
Well, bro.
Yeah, I guess somebody who's better at me at the job. And yeah, you know.
You see, all of a sudden I'm feeling used, bro.
No. I don't feel that way.
It's like this man had the whole game figured out. Like, I'ma just, you know what? I'ma befriend people who can cook. Then I just be like, I ain't gonna say
I
shit.
more than compensate with that with personality, my compassion, my love, and my care, my loyalty for people I care about. So it's like I can't cook for shit, but I'm an amazing friend, and I'm amazing company, and I'm just, I would say, an all-around nice guy to be around. So I don't have to know how to do everything.
Yeah, all right. Let's not go too much on a tangent,
okay.
now. But it's in your case a smart move.
Chess, baby, chess. 5 steps ahead.
But seriously.
Yeah.
Not knowing everything is also like I feel like people need to, you know, accept it's one of those hard things to accept that you don't know everything, and whatever you love and you're passionate about and even good at is never going to be static.
Big facts, bro.
It is always going to change, and like. There are people, they're really good at something.
Yeah.
And they'll keep doing it the same way. And sure, there's nothing wrong with that. But with time, everything evolves. There are newer ways, there are faster ways. And it's kind of a little bit of a segue into, you know, today's day and age where AI is all the rage. And I'll give you like an example of like what I'm trying to get at. So I love Photoshop. Like I will be in Photoshop. I'll make shit in Photoshop. I think it's nice, and I have a lot of control in Photoshop because of what I know in Photoshop. And so I'm thinking like I'm working on the EP and the songs are done, and the next step is, well, I need, you know, album art. And so last night, I'm sitting down on my phone and I'm like, all right, time to, you know, get creative, get ideas and, you know, try and see what I can come up with for the album art. And it's like, all right, I need to do it. Then I was like, fuck, my Adobe subscription went out. Because
were you actually paying for that?
Yeah, bro, I paid like every month.
I thought you cracked that one.
No, hell no. Like, I'm legal. I'm fully legal out here. What do you mean?
Who pays for that?
I don't pay my Adobe subscription every month. But then I canceled it because, like, I wasn't using it regularly. Like, last time I used it was for, you know, the first EP.
You been listening, huh? About your liabilities, you keep us fucking loading up like.
Anyways, yeah, liability.
Yeah,
but
you're not using the shit. Just take your money out of your pocket, no?
Well, yeah, you know, I have it just to have it just in case.
Anyways, a lot of other things that you have just to have just in case, bro. Anyway, all right.
Anyways, so I'm there and I was just like, okay. So I'm on my phone. I was like, all right, fuck it. Everybody's been talking about ChatGPT, but like ChatGPT does text. And I remember like there was a reference one of the times.
ChatGPT, my old friend.
Yes. Hello, darkness. So I'm like, but ChatGPT is text. But I know I read something about AI image generators.
Oh, they do have those.
Yeah. Because the same people who make ChatGPT, and this is not an ad for ChatGPT, but they make DALL-E. And so I was just like, all right, cool. So I jump on the internet, I Google, I'm like, best AI generator for, images, blah, blah, blah. And I jump on there and I found a couple. So I was just like, all right, browsing around. And so, it's text to image. So I write the text about what I want. And it was just like, okay. I start generating images and I'm looking at images. I'm like, none of these images are what the fuck I wrote. It's like, because I wanted the title of the album on the cover.
Yep.
None of them could give me that. That's the first thing. None of them gave me that. And it was just like, okay, this is a newer way to do it. I wouldn't sit in photo, like if normally I had to do it, I have to sit in Photoshop. I have to do, layers and all of this kind of thing. And it's just like, but this is supposed to be newer and better and faster. And long story short, I ended up getting Photoshop again. Just like
The subscription.
And now I'm doing the trial version.
Exactly. I'm like, what's that subscription, bro? I'm getting a trial
I'm
version.
like, I took the trial version now. I'm like, fuck this.
version.
Because like, I don't use it often enough to have a monthly subscription. It's mad.
Honestly, bro, I will get the trial version, and if that runs out, I'm going to Canva. I ain't paying a penny for that shit. You mad?
Bro, I already made like today. I was like, boom, trial version. Like 10 minutes, I made the fucking album.
Bang
cover.
that shit out.
I was like,
that.
I downloaded JPEG, have it on my desktop. I'm like, when the trial version runs out, it's like,
Thanks.
I ain't doing shit. It's cool.
Appreciate you.
But what I'm getting at is like, there are always going to be newer ways to do some things. And then there are some ways that are more reliable, probably because of what you already know. And I think maybe one of the problems with me not getting the results that I wanted in the AI image generator was because I did not know the phrasing. Or
Prompts.
yeah. And therefore, it would have been a longer time for me to actually get the result that I wanted.
True shit.
More frustration. And then, I just went back to what the fuck I know.
True shit.
And so there's a balance that has to be struck as well, because the newer things that are, regardless of if it's ChatGPT or if it's, DALL-E or whatever the fuck not, like, they could be avenues of creativity because, bro, I've seen some crazy AI-generated images. I was just like, what?
But like, I've been up on this new wave, like, right from the time it came out. I can tell you this, just like every other tool that we have at our disposal, right? What you put in is what you get out. So like, if you have a very clear understanding of what you're trying to get from that thing, it will make it 10 times better. And if you don't, you will leave that place.
Bro,
you will leave it more confused than you've ever
Bro,
been.
listen, I'm going to say it like this, yeah?
Yeah.
They say it's natural language. So I wrote in very natural terms.
Of course
What
you
the
did.
fuck I wanted.
And then it didn't give you no
It
natural
didn't give
answers.
me, it don't give me no natural shit.
No
So
natural
I
answers,
I was
no.
just like, listen, you know what? And I swear, dude, I was on that shit for like an hour or more. Just like, I was checking different AI image generators. I wrote the exact same text. None of them gave me the shit I wanted. I was just like,
You're a newbie, bro. It's all right, though.
I was like, fuck this shit, bro. I know what I want. Tomorrow I'm getting Photoshop. Fuck this.
I went back old school. Nobody needs Photoshop anymore. But like,
Nah, bro. Trust me, you need Photoshop.
I still use a lot of Photoshop.
You need
bro.
Photoshop.
Can you
Because
cap?
the thing with Photoshop is
No, but I don't use Photoshop. My designers do use Photoshop.
Well, I am not one of...
I don't know how to use Photoshop.
I'm not one of your designers. I am not in those sweatshops.
No, I'm just... What am I called? Sweatshops. Yo, wait to get me canceled. Fuck. Listen,
We ain't laughed in a minute, bro. Come on.
I'm just gonna say, hey, this public service announcement. I don't have sweatshops. I don't have people working in sweatshops. I do not indulge in that kind of fuckery.
We leave that to H&M. Oh, shots
Exactly.
fired.
Hey man, fuck H&M, bro. Fuck H&M.
Hey,
I remember what you guys
we gonna
did
get
2 years
canceled.
ago, 3
We
years
gonna
ago,
get
4
canceled.
years ago.
We gonna get canceled.
Coolest monkey in the jungle? You fucking serious, bro?
We gonna get canceled, bro.
Coolest monkey in the jungle.
Listen.
You mean to tell me that you didn't fucking...
Listen.
all the departments you
We
have,
we
nobody
are-
noticed that shit was offensive.
Bro,
Nobody did.
Bro, we are going to get
Fuck them,
we're
man.
gonna get canceled. We're gonna get the video taken down. We're gonna get lawsuits. It's just like
Yeah, of course.
we already apologized for that. Why are you bringing it up again? Like,
Because you're a fucking racist ass company.
anyways, disclaimer: this is his opinion.
Mine. I stand on that shit, bro. Man, fuck H&M, bro.
Anyways,
And that's why I don't buy anything.
we're not
from
here
them.
to rant about H&M. That was not what it. That was not
still
what it was
fuck 'em.
about. That's not what it was about.
They're one of my motivations why I started a
Anyways.
clothing brand. Y'all niggas is trash, bro.
Anyways, but I mean, there's a balance to be struck where you have to figure out, like, if you're willing to hang on to every trend that comes out, or if you rely on the skills you already have, and where is it going to be necessary for you to, hang with the big boys and move in the general direction of where things are going and the development of things. And so whilst it can, like, in some ways, like, hanging with the new trends and the developments can enhance your creativity, because like I said, I've seen some crazy images generated on these AI things, and I'm
And the
like,
AI is slick, bro.
oh, this is nice. Like, I could, like, the amount of time
But you gotta
it
understand
would
this.
take in Photoshop to make some of these images.
You gotta understand
like,
this, Richard.
Bro.
You understand this? For you to get exactly what you need out of that machine, you have to give it the exact instructions as if you were painting that shit yourself. You understand that? So you can't go there without knowledge, and that's what me and...
So, like,
remember when
what-
me and you and Casper were sitting over there, and I was like, today I generated some stuff for the campaign strategy and all that kind of shit. But there's no way that machine will give me what I need if I did not give the information that is needed. So like, you just can't come up there as a first time. This is your first time as a clothing brand owner or as a business owner, and you start just writing a bunch of shit. You have to understand the jargon of the business you're in, your industry, understand what the pain points are, understand what the customers expect, understand your value proposition, understand Facebook marketing, understand social media and all these things, and then you put all that condensed information together to get that finished result. You don't have that, it will
So-
give you exactly what
So
you want.
basically, the way you're saying, in a nutshell, the machine don't read minds.
Pretty much, yeah.
Bro, then I could just sit down and do my shit myself. It's like,
the thing is this, yeah.
Listen,
For the
I want to
thing-
write like one line, yeah? I want to write like one single line.
No, you're missing the
Paint
point.
me the next Mona Lisa, yeah?
You're missing the point.
And it should give me the exact image I had in my head when I wrote "Paint me the next Mona Lisa."
You're missing the point. This system was created to make our job easier, not to make us stupid.
No.
You hear me? What I'm saying?
Okay.
So you gotta be able to think for yourself before it thinks for you. It executes the vision. It doesn't create it.
Okay.
And that's what I
So-
think was the smartest thing with it. Because I think the creators of it realized that given the opportunity, if human beings are given
But
a
humans are
chance,
lazy.
yeah,
Humans are lazy,
If
come
human
on.
beings are given a
By
chance
nature,
to
we're
be
lazy.
able to
We're lazy.
be able to give a few ignorant prompts to a machine and it generates or it fills in the blank spaces and give you exactly what you want, then you will feel no need to know anything.
Well, yeah, I get what you're saying, and I'm just going back to my original statement where I say, like, given the chance, humans will be lazy. You know what I mean? And
we're
at
lazy
the,
as fuck.
end of the day, like,
Laziness is not necessarily a bad thing, but
no, it's not a bad thing because laziness is the mother of all inventions. People say necessity, but no, I think laziness is the mother of all inventions.
you make sense. You make a lot of sense. I mean, to me, it does make sense because the laziest person, finds the easiest way to do a job. And the easiest way is the most efficient way and the less costly. So in business, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah. I mean,
all right.
laziness is the mother of all inventions. But
Yeah.
creativity-wise,
Creativity
like
wise,
laziness kills creativity.
definitely, because you have to put in that time, right?
Yeah, and it's not just about putting in time. Like you have to put yourself in a frame of mind. You know, because I can't just get up and I use my
Like it's
writing. I use writing again as an
Go ahead,
example
go ahead.
because like I haven't written any poetry in a long time. I've written a lot of songs.
Now he's a rapper now,
No, but fuck out of here. It's not. It's not like that.
and a gangster rapper too.
Dude. Anyways, my point being is that before,
Okay.
yeah, when I wrote exclusively poetry, I could not or I could write a poem whenever I wanted. But my best poetry, I think, I wrote when I had the inspiration. Yeah?
True.
So,
back in the day, yeah.
back in the day.
Oh, you William Defoe.
This guy.
Oh,
No, but you know what I mean? Like, so creativity is not a river. It's not constantly running.
No.
You know?
Yeah.
Creativity, it comes in bursts. And so, like, for me, it was just like, I had to feel it to write it, to then feel it again. I don't know if it makes any sense.
Makes perfect sense, man.
You know?
Yeah.
Somebody could have just said to me, yeah, write a poem. And I could write a poem. Whichever poem you wanted. Just tell me whatever subject. And I was like, boom, boom, boom. Bang it out. Here you go. Poem in 10 seconds. Bam. You know? And it wouldn't mean anything to me. Because in some kind of way, I am mass producing it. Because it's just commercialized
Yeah.
output, just like boom. But for it to mean something to me, for me to feel something from it, like I have to be in a particular frame of mind, you know? And then it's like, and there's been days when I've written like several poems in one day, just one after the other. None of them are related in any way. But I was just like, I felt it, you know? And that's the thing with the creative process, I think anyways, because I'm no expert in this, but you have to feel it to then be able to translate it into whatever form, be it a painting, poetry, a song,
Well, what was that saying?
whatever.
Art imitates life.
And life imitates art, bro.
Exactly. So it's like,
It's a circle.
yeah, so is it, you have to live experience to be able to create, and the other way around. So what you're saying makes a lot of sense. You just can't create something out of nothing. If it's going to have that kind of authenticity and that kind of connection to you or to your art, it has to be something that's real to you. So,
But you know what? Like I think we've been focusing a lot on the creative process and you know being creators. I think I would prefer to not overlook a very important aspect of this whole creative process because like whatever you create, and before I even say anything else, I'll ask you this: if a tree falls in the middle of the forest and nobody hears it, does it make a sound?
it definitely makes a sound, man. Yeah.
All right. Because here's the thing. It doesn't matter how good you are as a creator. It doesn't matter how much you create. If nobody appreciates it, if nobody consumes it, it's still art, yes.
Yes, it has the same value too.
But
Yeah.
You've done yourself and the world a disservice. No?
I mean,
If nobody consumes it, because that would basically mean you locked it away, that means you've hidden it from the world, no?
or maybe I was thinking it from the perspective of, oh, maybe they didn't fuck with it.
No.
So no, but
If it doesn't matter if you fuck with it or not, because like, let's say for example, The Scream by, what's his name? I think his name is Edward something, I don't know. You know, he's a Norwegian painter. The Scream, like with this face, everybody knows it, it's fucking famous.
You know what?
I know the painting, but
Yeah, exactly, I don't
It's
remember
called
the...
William.
No, I think it's called Edward.
Edward. A Norwegian called Edward.
Wait, hey, Google that shit more. Google that shit.
But Edward
I think so.
sounds English as fuck.
Anyways, but here's the thing, yeah?
Yeah.
Everybody knows the Scream. Not everybody fuck with the Scream. But you have some kind of opinion about the Scream, no?
You make sense. I don't know the Scream.
And so, trust me, if you see it, you will recognize it. You don't know that's the title of it. But it is so fucking famous that it is, if I were to, fuck it, I'm gonna pull up my phone.
Take out your phone.
I'm gonna show you.
No, it's all right. Take out your phone. Let them see that you have an Android. Let them see.
Huh?
Edvard Munch.
See? Edward Munch. See, I know I wasn't wrong. I know my art. Come on.
No, I was gonna say, take out your phone so everybody sees you have an Android.
Yeah.
What an
Don't worry.
embarrassment.
don't worry about that
You
shit.
will recognize the painting.
Exactly. That's what I mean.
What
Like
I
you,
mean,
most people
how
don't know.
Sure.
His name is Skriket.
You guys are so
Not just
sure. Like I organize this.
It's
painting.
called. It's translated to English called The Scream.
I am not an art connoisseur.
This is the painting. You know it.
I've seen this piece of shit painting.
Exactly. You see what I mean? You've consumed it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I looked at it.
Exactly. You've
Somebody
consumed
forced
it.
me to look at it.
I made you consume the Scream.
Forced consumption.
But
It's fine though.
this is what I mean. Yeah. As long as you look at it, as long as you interacted with whatever piece of creativity that I've
You pull forward
put forth, then you've consumed it.
for sure.
Yeah.
I don't.
And I think that's the place that most creators, and not even just most creators, I think most people need to come to, because I think everybody's creative in their own way.
Yeah.
Everybody is a creative, and most people don't get past creating. Most people create and they stay creating. And if you want to, as a creator, and this is what I think applies to everybody, and we talked earlier, not today, but previously, about entrepreneurs, and you were of the opinion that anybody could be an entrepreneur, right?
So, I mean that is my opinion. How much you love it or how much into it you are.
Yeah, different thing.
Yeah.
But same thing here now, yeah? So everybody's a creator. Yeah? And so whatever you create is going beyond the boundary of just creating and then allowing for consumption. You know what I mean?
It makes sense.
And I myself, I have been in that position. Like I've been writing poetry since I was 16. And most people, I could count the amount of people that read my poetry when I was 16. I had books and I would never let anybody read them. Like those were my most precious possessions in the whole wide world.
Don't worry.
Like you would never read those fucking poems.
It's the profile, you nerd.
Anyways, man just came out here to burn my life, no?
I'm thinking. I'm thinking about like entrepreneurship. I never saw entrepreneurship as an art. You say something right now, and
But it is.
all my, they went like bling. I'm like, I never looked at it like wait. I look at a bunch of numbers and look at a bunch of work, honestly, and I think like in every aspect of life, when they tell you gotta do your 10,000 hours for you to become an expert or something, and after that you start seeing the beauty of how everything connects and stuff like that. I think
You just came to 10,000 hours?
I think I just hit my tent now. Nah, I'm barely scratching surface. I'm be honest with you. I'm barely scratching surface, but I can see how it can become an art. Like when you master something so well, it becomes intuitive. And somebody could wake you up at 3 a.m. and ask you a question about something, and you already understand where you're supposed to go. That is art.
But I would go out on a limb and say that mastery of anything is art.
Yeah.
Because, like,
Give me another few 2 years, and I hit my 10,000. I'm gonna be lit.
art, whichever
I'm gonna
way.
be lit, boy.
This guy. Art, whichever way you choose to define it, or in my opinion, I would prefer to use the word creativity. In whichever way you want to define these words, or whatever the actual thing is, is mastery. Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Become great at
because
something.
if you could say that you, or let's use my Android phone that you hate so much, yeah.
Android,
This right here is a work of art.
Yeah.
I'll tell you why this is a work of art. Yeah? Samsung has mastered the process of creating this exact telephone. Yeah? Millions of copies of this. This is an art.
Right, I'm listening.
It's a piece of art. Yeah? They have mastered the process of mass producing this one. Because the thing is, this one is not like the one before it. There were fine adjustments that needed to be made. And we're not talking about the software. We're just
He's such a great customer. Such a great customer. This is the guy you wish for.
Listen.
As a business owner, you need a guy like this. You need a guy like he loves the product so much he becomes an advocate for it.
I could sell sand
I'm with you.
to the desert.
I'm with you.
Ice to an Eskimo. But
I think we say ice to an Eskimo. We're not supposed to say Eskimo.
I'm sorry, Inuit. Is it Inuit? Is it called Inuit?
Indians. No.
No, dude, you are worse than me. Man said Indian. Like, no, bro.
And then cut.
Anyways,
You're about to go off.
you're about to go off. But
I get canceled.
I think like the most important thing is that like you understand that your art is at the end of the day, or whatever creative process you get yourself involved in, the final boss, so to speak, where anything that you do creatively becomes art, is your mastery of whatever you're doing creatively.
Big facts.
Because that allows for you not just to push boundaries, but to reliably replicate a certain outcome.
That's fire.
Man said that's
That's fire. You know what's crazy? We started a whole brand, and it's all about uniqueness, standing outside of the norm and expression. So it's like art and Sons is like one big cake, bro. It's awesome.
It's been nice. Hopefully, like, you know, that little part there don't get cut out and them things. But we gonna dip. We gonna be out of here. Like, check us back next time. And if you haven't been subscribed,
You better go subscribe.
yes, sir.
So I'll catch you in the street.
And if you ain't seen the other things, go see them too. And come back and watch this again. Then send it to your friend. No?
That's right. Yeah, so